a former nurse who used male aliases and a voice-changing app to stalk women and carry out sexual offences, has been jailed for 22 months. Adele Rennie posed as a male doctor and targeted women online, duping them into sending explicit photographs in an attempt to harm and humiliate them. The 27-year-old, who worked as a nurse at Cross House Hospital in Kilmarnock, pursued relationships with 10 women through social media sites, dating websites and apps over a 4-year period. She used the names David Graham, David Crawler and Davey, Marco, and Matthew Mancini, and often reused the same storyline and characters. Rennie called her victims using a voice-changing app, and some received flowers from her invented characters which she hand-delivered. Rennie would arrange to meet her victims and then cancel at the last moment, often with the excuse that close family were very ill, the court heard. She also accessed the medical records of one of her victims in an attempt to obtain further details. Rennie was jailed for 22 months at Kilmarnock Sheriff Court after admitting using a host of invented aliases to carry out a series of stalking and sexual offences, a breach of the Data Protection Act, and attempting to pervert the course of justice. Sheriff Elizabeth McFarlane said Rennie's offences were the most astonishing she had ever heard. Rennie's web of lies was finally revealed after she attempted to seduce model and former Miss Scotland finalist Abby Draper, who had visited the hospital where Rennie was working to see her dying grandfather. Ms. Draper and Rennie met after the nurse was assigned to the same ward as Ms. Draper's grandfather John, with the family describing her as the world's most attentive nurse. Ms. Draper, 27, was then contacted on Facebook by Rennie, who was posing as a fake doctor at the hospital by the name of David Graham. A friend of Ms. Draper became alarmed after seeing they had become connected on the social media site, as the same account had been used to contact another friend. The phone number connected to the account was then linked to Rennie. Ms. Draper sent an angry barrage of texts to Rennie, who maintained that she was a real doctor despite the hospital and the NHS not recognizing the name. Rennie admitted attempting to pervert the course of justice by concealing a mobile phone in a bathroom during a police search of her home. She also admitted attempting to delete an Instagram account, sending a victim a fake identification card she had made in a bid to prove one of her aliases was a real person, and disposing of a mobile phone in a bin. An earlier hearing also heard how Rennie fooled a colleague into believing she was having a 5-month relationship with one of the male doctor aliases she had created. She sent her co-worker a barrage of messages and calls posing as a doctor and persuaded her to send naked photographs. When the colleague became suspicious, Rennie's alter ego David Graham threatened to expose the explicit photos. According to the Scottish Sun, another victim said she was scared to go outside in case she bumped into the Walter Mitty figure, saying she didn't know what Rennie was capable of. While on bail, Rennie accessed a number of dating and social media sites and contacted one of her victims. Rennie pleaded guilty to 18 charges when she appeared at Kilmarnock Sheriff Court on November 13. On Monday she was sentenced to 22 months in prison and was made the subject of a non-harassment order and placed on the sex offenders register. Speaking after the sentencing, Ms. Draper told of her relief that Rennie was behind bars. She told the Scottish Sun, "I'm just so glad it's finally over. She's harmed and humiliated so many people, and I'm glad she's going to prison for it." She's been smug throughout it all, and I feel like her tears were fake. I'm just glad I can finally move on with my life now she's in prison. Laura Mundell, Procurator Fiscal for North Strathclyde, added, "I welcome the conviction and sentence of Adele Rennie. Her campaign of stalking and harassment and the invasion of the personal lives of her victims was wholly unacceptable and caused significant anxiety and alarm." Stalking can have a devastating and lasting impact on the lives of victims, and we will continue to prosecute stalking offences effectively and appropriately and use the full powers of the legislation available to us. We would encourage anybody who is the subject of this type of behavior to have no hesitation in reporting what is happening to the police, and to be reassured that police and prosecutors take such offences extremely seriously.